Hello friends, it's Kristine Vicente with Queen City Stamp Art, and I'm back again with a clean and simple Sunday card. This week I'm going to be featuring the Splendid Thoughts bundle again. And if you recall, if you're a regular on my channel, you know that I did a product showcase on the Splendid Thoughts suite. And I'm offering up a 27 tutorial bundle. So there's 27 tutorials in this bundle. If you purchase your Splendid Thoughts bundle or stamp set from me, I will see the order come through and email you a copy of this beautiful tutorial bundle. So one of the cards we're going to be making today, and this offer is good through December 31st when the July to December mini catalog retires. So you'll be able to get this bundle up through then. So I hope you'll consider it because it's a wonderful tutorial bundle that'll give you tons of ideas for using your Splendid Thoughts stamp set or bundle. So today we're actually going to be creating a card using one of the tutorials, and I'm going to show you the original card that looks more like the one that was created in the tutorial bundle at the very end. But today we're going to be doing a watercoloring technique as well, because of course it's still World Watercoloring Month, and I've been sharing tips all month on ways you can use watercolor in your card making. So today we're going to be using the Wink of Stella brush pen, this little shimmer pen that you're probably very familiar with, to watercolor using an ink pad. And you may have already tried this technique. This is an oldie but a goodie, but I wanted to bring it up because it's such a great technique. It's so perfect for clean and simple cards because it adds an extra bit of shimmer without any other distractions. So we're going to be using this eucalyptus image and also the sending hugs sentiment. I took the liberty to save some time of stamping and die cutting the eucalyptus sprigs already. I just wanted to show you the watercoloring technique on one of the sprigs. So one of the panels of the card will also have the Quatrefoil tile embossing folder I used on there. So I wanted to show you that too. So we're gonna give this little ink pad a squeeze and transfer some of the ink to the lid. And then we're going to take our Wink of Stella brush pen, and mine already has some shimmer in the barrel. I can see it in there. And we're just going to pick up some ink from the ink pad and color it in on our leaves, our eucalyptus leaves. And you're going to get such a great result from this. Not only do you get the beautiful color and the watercolor effect where it actually looks watercolored, but you get this gorgeous, gorgeous shimmer on top of that. And there's really no other way to achieve this effect. I really, really love it. I think it's so, so pretty. So what I did was I stamped with a Memento black ink pad. And because it's Memento black, it will bleed if I touch the edges. So I'm really trying to stay carefully away from the very edge of the image because I don't want that black to transfer. And honestly, that gives it such a really cool technique because then you've got this little white border too around where you're coloring. So it looks even more artsy. I think you'll really like it if you give this a try. Many of you probably have already tried this. This is not a new technique, but I just wanted to share it again here because I just think it's so fun and I often forget to do it. So there we go. It's very, very pretty. I'm going to hold this up in the light so you can see it and hopefully see some of the shimmer on here. I don't know if you can, but in that light, but it's so, so pretty. I love it. I love how it looks. I love how it came out. So that was using the Pool Party ink pad. And now I'm going to bring in the rest of the card materials and we'll finish putting this card together. So I'm starting with a Smoky Slate base card this week. I know it's unusual for me to use a colored base card, but I am using one for this card. And it looks very, very pretty. You'll see at the end. Because it's a colored card base, I'm also going to add a panel of basic white to the inside, just so that I have a place to write my message. I just think this makes the card look more finished when you add an inside layer. And then I took a panel of Smoky Slate and I ran it through that Quatrefoil embossing folder, and it gives it such a great texture. But because I'm keeping it the same color, the same tone on tone, it's going to stay very peaceful and keep the design really clean. There's no borders, there's no contrast, it's just tone on tone. Just like that. And then we're going to add a panel of the foil, the fresh Freesia foil from the paper packet that goes with this suite, the Splendid Day papers. And I'm not going to use the shiny side today. I'm going to use the flatter side because this is more of a sympathy card or a card of caring, and I want to keep it a little softer. So I'm just going to layer that panel on like this. And then the little eucalyptus sprigs are going to get mounted on this white piece. And before I mount them, I'm going to show you a little technique for getting little splatters onto your backgrounds if you like that kind of splattery, artsy look. So they did this, the woman who created the tutorial that we used today to create this card from that beautiful Splendid Day tutorial bundle, she did a little splattery background. And so the way to achieve that is to take a marker that coordinates with your design. So this is the Smoky Slate Dark. And use the brush tip of your blends marker. And you're going to use the cover for leverage and the brush tip. And you're just going to flick some color onto your project. Just a little flicking motion. And you'll get some really cool splatters on there. I don't know if you can see them on camera, but it creates a really neat splatter look. And if you want a closer look at this card, all you have to do is visit queencitystampart.com and click on the Projects tab, and the completed card photos will be there on that post. You'll see them there, so you can pin them or whatever. That's always the case. I always post my cards to the Queen City Stamp Art site after I do the video. So we're going to add this layer to the base card, just flat. And I do like how the splatters turned out, like that. And then we're going to add our eucalyptus sprigs. And to add these, I'm going to put a little bit of tape runner adhesive at the bottom of the sprig. And then I'm going to use some of the mini dimensionals to add some dimension up at the top. So just a couple of these, just to help it kind of come forward from so the card doesn't look quite so flat. Oops. And I'm just going to place them here on the card base, like that. And then we're going to use a little sentiment panel that I cut from fresh Freesia cardstock using the label die that's in the Splendid Day dies. And I'm going to stamp the Sending Hugs sentiment on here. Just like that. And then we're going to add this to the card base with some dimensionals too. So I'll put one on each side of the panel here. And then I'm going to take, to embellish this a little bit, I'm going to make a bow out of linen thread. Kind of a large bow, like this. And just trim the end off here. And then I'm going to take a glue dot, so I can add this to the sentiment behind the sentiment panel. Like this, at an angle. And then I'll remove these release papers and stick this onto the card front. There we go. And then I'm just going to trim this up like that. And that'll flatten in the envelope, I'm sure. And then to finish this off, I'm going to add a few of these basic rhinestone jewels to this card. I know they're kind of a peachy color, but they look really pretty in this color combination. And these little rhinestones are so sparkly. That's what I love about them the most, I think, even more than the color, is just how sparkly they are. And we'll add one down here too, like that. Yeah, that looks good. And so that kind of finishes the card today. So the original card that is in the tutorial is in this color scheme, which is also lovely. They used a crumb cake base, and they embossed it with the 3D embossing folder, so it has like that wood grain pattern. And then they just used the Calypso Coral panel, and they did some straight watercoloring on the actual eucalyptus leaves, and then heat embossed the sentiment in white on a black panel. So it's very striking. It's lovely. But I wanted to do something a little softer for mine, so I picked a different color scheme. But I hope that you enjoy both of these cards. Like I said, I'm going to put a photograph of these on my website, queencitystampart.com. If you need any supplies this month, the hose code is posted. You can shop right here anytime. And thanks so much for watching today. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the algorithm spread it out. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, just hit subscribe. Thanks so much.